Good day everyone. Welcome to week 4 of our course, where we will delve into the concept of modernization and its intricate relationship with communication. This week our discussion will focus on how modernization acts both as a driver and a reflection of changes in communication. So let's start with some revisions. What is modernization? At its core, modernization refers to the transformation of societies from traditional agrarian systems to contemporary industrialized ones. So, it's about progress, moving from what was to what could be, and communication is at the heart of this journey. Think about it. Can you modernize without effective communication? Your answer would be no. Communication is the vehicle through which you drive knowledge, innovation, and bring ideas into the society. Whether it's introducing a new technology or spreading social reforms, communication is the driving force. Now, for instance, during the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the printing press I think played the most vital role in spreading scientific knowledge and revolutionary ideas. So, fast forward to today, we have the internet, a tool that connects billions in milliseconds, right? This shows how communication not only adapts to modernization but also drives it forward. So, what do you understand by modernization? Modernization can be understood as the transformation of societies from traditional agricultural based system to the contemporary ones, industrialized, technologically able, advanced structures. At its core, it's a very dynamic, a very multi-dimensional process that reshapes social, economic and cultural frameworks. Today we will explore how communication acts both as a sender and a mirror to the transformative journey. Communication plays a very vital role in driving modernization by acting as the engine of progress and a mirror of societal change. One of the most significant ways communication achieves this is through the dissemination of knowledge. Throughout history, if you see, communication channels like print media, radio and the internet have spread new ideas, scientific discoveries, and it has brought about technological innovations fostering societal development. For example, the innovation or the invention of printing press revolutionized access to knowledge, enabling widespread literacy and sparking intellectual revolutions like the Renaissance. Similarly, today's internet platform has sparked the interest of the audience into Wikipedia, online journals, and making it possible for anyone at any given point of time to learn about cutting edge research from climate change solutions to medical breakthroughs. Now let us delve deeper into how communication acts as a driver of modernization. I would like you to imagine a few scenarios. Let us take the first scenario. A remote village in India gains access to the internet for the first time. Suddenly, the farmers in that village can watch YouTube videos on modern farming techniques or check weather updates. This is happening because our modernized technologies or whatever technologies we have, it is enabled by communication. Now, this is about the rural part. Now, we come to the urban part of it. A startup in Bangalore uses digital marketing to reach global customers, breaking traditional geographic barriers. Now, these two examples I have used, these examples highlight how communication tools, whether it's social media, online educational platforms or even texting messaging system, spread knowledge, improve livelihoods, and create new opportunities. Let us now take a moment to think about how communication shapes the world we live in today. It's not just a tool, it's the engine driving progress and the mirror reflecting societal change. Now, one of the most powerful ways communication fuels modernization is through the dissemination of knowledge. Imagine this. Centuries ago, the invention of the printing press completely changed the scenario. Suddenly, books and the magazines, the ideas were not limited to the elite class. They were accessible to all ordinary people around. This breakthrough not only spread literacy but also sparked intellectual revolutions, as I said, intellectual revolutions like Renaissance. Fast forward to today, we have platforms, all social media, right from social media to all online educational platform that serves the same purpose, but at a global scale. Whether you are researching on climate change or you are trying to find out any medical knowledge about any specific thing, you can just get it through a click. This is what we have got or received because of the modernization. Now let's talk about global connectivity. Thanks to modern communication, tools like, starting from email, social media and video conferencing, the world feels very smaller more than ever before, and platforms break down these geographical barriers, enabling real-time collaboration across continents. Business use tools like Zoom Meet, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams to manage global meetings, while social media connects people with shared cause and shared interests. So, for example, cultural movements like we have seen, hashtag Black Lives Matter or hashtag Me Too, didn't stay in the local platform. They gained global momentum, showing how communication tools transcend borders and foster a very interconnected world. Another very important key area what we should think of is education and literacy. Think about platforms like this NPTEL or Coursera or Byju's. They have turned education into something you can access from anywhere, right? Whether you are in a bustling city like Bangalore or in a remote village of Rajasthan, governments are also taking steps in order to make it happen and make it reach you very easily. So take all the initiatives that government has taken into consideration. Everything is happening with a fast-paced mode, and every individual is getting connected to this system. This kind of democratization of education is a powerful example of how communication builds more equitable societies. So, whether it's about spreading knowledge, connecting the globe, or making education accessible, communication is at the heart of modernization. It is just about how we live with it, but again, it is how we grow, we learn, and we stay connected with each other. Now, when we move beyond communication and we try to find out what more communication can do, we see that it also serves as a reflection of societal change. The evolution of communication methods from postal letters to instant messaging apps mirrors our collective shift towards speed, efficiency and convenience. Today an email or WhatsApp message can achieve in seconds what took days or weeks or months in the past. Similarly, the global rise of English as a lingua franca highlights how language adapts to cultural and economic shifts driven by modernization. English's the language's dominance in international business, science, and online communication reflects a world increasingly interconnected by shared tools and ideas. If I have to give an example, in India's digital revolution, initiatives like Digital India have expanded internet access to rural areas, transforming communication and commerce. Now, let's see this mobile banking system, what you have in the platforms like UPI, Unified Payment Interface, have redefined transactions, enabling people in the most remote areas to participate in the digital economy. So, communication is both a driver and a reflection of modernization. By spreading knowledge, connecting the world, and making educational accessible, it fosters, progress. At the same time, we must say that its evolution mirrors societal changes, adapting to our needs and values in an increasingly interconnected world. Now, communication doesn't just drive modernization, it also reflects it. Let me explain this with an example. Imagine you were writing a letter to your friend in 19th century. It could take weeks or even months to reach them. Today you send it through through just a small WhatsApp message. Now, these kind of changes not only has helped us to showcase our global connectivity, but we have certain platforms where we are not confined to individuals, or we are not confined to one and one only. We have platforms like Netflix, where we are promoting our folklore music, which is one of the most common medium to showcase our culture, and we can showcase on a global platform. Devices, now when we talk about technological integration, devices like you have Alexa or Google Home or Siri, they are representatives of reflecting on the fact that how communication technology has actually integrated into our daily life. Maybe it has made our life easier, but at the same time we have learnt a lot. Okay, now these are certain pictures that show you how we have moved from small storytelling gatherings to podcast like Netflix, where we are still moving with storytelling but on the digital platform. Now, here we have explored how communication evolves with cultural and technological shifts. Let's connect this to a very fascinating theory that explains how these changes spread through society. I will be explaining this with diffusion of innovation theory model. Developed by Everett M. Rogers in 1962, this theory looks at how new ideas, technologies, or behaviors like the ones we just discussed gain momentum and get adapted by different groups of people over the time. Now, it explains why some innovations catch on quickly while others take years to be embraced. Now, you can easily understand the Gen Z are very much at ease while they have to accept any kind of new systems, new technological system, but when compared to older lot, they take a lot of time. So, for instance, Let's say think about a device like Netflix or device like Alexa. Not everyone started using them at the same time. According to this DOI theory, society thus can be divided into groups based on how quickly they adopt new innovations. You have the innovators, the adventurous few who try to go for something as soon as it is launched. Then come the early adopters, the trendsetters who get influenced by others or influence the others. The early and the late majority follow once they see the benefits, and finally the laggards who adopt the innovation only when it becomes unavoidable. So what makes this adaptation or adoption possible? The theory says it's all about perception. People need to see the innovation as new and beneficial. Whether it is a storytelling platform like Netflix or a smart assistant like Alexa, these tools gained popularity because they offered something fresh and valuable to people's life. This theory is a powerful way to understand how the modernization spreads driven by communication. So let us delve deeper into this DOI and explore how it shapes the way the society adopts and integrates innovation. Now, here is the model of a diffusion of innovation model, and where I have shown the 5 categories of adapters. The first category, the innovators, 10% of it, those who are techies, and these are the risk takers and first to try something new. They make up about 2.5% of the total population. Say for example, the first group who pre-ordered Alexa when it was launched, excited to experiment with smart assistants. Then comes the early adopters. These are influential individuals who see the potential of the innovation only very early at the stage. They represent about 13.5%, or let's say here I have taken 15% of the population, and often encourage others to adopt. Say for example, trendsetters or tech enthusiasts who started showcasing Alexa's usefulness on YouTube's or any individual blogs. And next comes a group called pragmatics, 50% of them, or we can also call them as early majority. This group adopts the innovation after seeing it successfully used by others. Families who bought Alexa after seeing friends or going through some advertisements or unboxing of the product through YouTube channels. Then comes the late majority, or we call them that builds up the 15% of the population, or we also call them as conservatives. These individuals are very skeptical and need significant reassurance before they invest on the product or before they adopt such practices. People who wait until smart assistants become a commonplace and affordable before buying anything. These are the conservative lots. And lastly, we have laggards, the last to adopt, often resistant to change and preferring traditional methods. Though they use that, the 10% of this population, though they use, still they think that traditional method was far more comfortable than the new ones. So the DOI model also describes how an innovation spreads across society through 5 stages. First, about knowledge. People became aware of the innovation, and if you go on with the same example of Alexa, So hearing about Alexa for the first time through an advertisement or through a friend. Then we come to the persuasion part. As you can connect it with early adopters. Individuals form an opinion based on the perceived advantage of the innovation. Say, for example, I take the example of Alexa only. Realizing Alexa can simplify tasks like playing music or setting reminders or setting alarms like that way. Then comes to the decision part of it. People decide whether to adopt or reject the innovation. Say, for example, reading reviews, watching demonstrations, or consulting others before purchasing such devices, right? And then comes the implementation parts. You can connect it with the late majority one. The innovation is put into use and users evaluate its utility. Say, for example, setting up Alexa and trying out features to see how it fits into our daily life. And last but not the least, the confirmation part, where you can just add it with the laggards. Users reflect on the experience and decide to continue or discontinue the innovation. Say, for example, discovering that Alexa saves time and enhances convenience, leading to long-term use. Now, I'm just going to show you a small video of the traditional system of what we had in the early days. I think you might become nostalgic, but this is all about the traditional system of communication. Please watch this. This is a part of how Indian Post Services used to work, right? I hope most of you have seen this. And we move on to the next video. So I was giving you an example of Alexa, and let's see how this video relates to what I was trying to say.
Alexa, pause my podcast. Alexa, set the temperature at home to 71 degrees. And turn on the lights.
Alexa, call Mike. Thanks, hun. Have fun at work.
So you can see how the man has made his wife happier with the help of a device. Now, the point is, when we talk about the DOI model, there are 5 factors that determine how quickly an innovation is adopted. First is the relative advantage. When we use devices like Google or Alexa or Siri, we try to find out how much better it is compared to existing options, right? Next, the compatibility. Does it align with users' needs or values? Third, how easy it is to understand and use. Can people try it before committing to it? Or observability, which means are the benefits visible to others? These devices not only connects but also give people to choose the best out of it, because we have a number of choices in front of us when it comes to communicating with the world and making our life easier, because as you know, communication is not so easy. It is always a complex process. Now, we come to the end of this session, and here I would like to tell you that communication is not just a tool for modernization, it's the driving force. behind how innovation spread and reshaped society. For disseminating knowledge to fostering global connectivity and enhancing education, communicating channels create the pathways for progress. The diffusion of innovation theory that we have discussed today adds another layer of understanding by showing us how new ideas and technologies are adapted over time. It reminds us that societal transformation doesn't happen overnight. It is a process driven by innovators, shaped by early adopters, and eventually embraced by the majority. Ultimately, communication is both a mirror and a map of modernization. It reflects where we are as a society and guides us toward where we are going to. So, thank you so much for attending this session. We will join you in the next session and discuss the shift from traditional to modern communication paradigm.